Hey, everybody. Welcome back to one more podcast. We are going to be doing advice because I was in Austin this weekend and I just didn't really have time to prepare anything. And so I figure I wing a lot of this show a lot so we can do something different, but it's the same. Topics to talk about on the first date.
Ooh.
I'm going on a first date with a girl I met on Tinder. It's my first real date ever! ! And I'm super excited! Things to say? ? How to come off ? I want to make a great impression. Advice?
Okay. Well, I don't know. First date topics. I always go for tell me about your relationship with your stepfather. That's usually my first one that I go for.
Okay,
No,
so not
that.
Not that.
Not that.
Let's actually real quick. Let's do all the things you shouldn't do.
Okay, religion, politics. Like those are the cliche. Don't talk about religion or politics.
Okay, I was told at a young age to not talk religion and politics, just in general with people, like probably elementary, middle school, and
Very
stuff.
smart advice.
Just to avoid it. But I think, depending on how long you've known this person and like how long you've talked. So if it's like you talked for a couple weeks and now you're going on a date, or if it's a first instant thing, I think you can fill out the situation and kind of, she seems relaxed, or he, I don't know, we don't know. But they seem relaxed, so we could talk about maybe politics or something. Like, what do you think of Trump? Like, just not be like, oh, what do you think of that stupid Trump guy? Just be like, what are your thoughts of the government or something like that? And then, obviously there are a plethora of other things you can talk about,
yes.
But I think if you
want to go, the conversation carries itself to that, you have to be impromptu. You have to be on your feet at all times, right?
Of course. So what else do not talks?
Well, so obviously, if this person, like, I had a bad experience where a girl had a horrible home life, and I asked a couple of wrong questions.
Woo!
And it made shit super awkward for the rest of the night.
Really?
Never talked to her again.
Okay.
Because that just got her mind off of, oh, wow, this guy is taking me out and we're doing all this stuff. Wow, my family is really fucked up. And
so you were her therapist?
No.
Oh.
She didn't, like, I asked her, here's what we were sitting down in a restaurant.
And I asked her, it's really nice to see you.
Absolutely. Tell me about your family. What kind of family you got? She was like, I actually moved away from my family like 2 years ago.
Oh.
I was like, oh. I'm sorry.
Oh, honey.
Do you mind me asking why?
Oh.
Like, I just don't really want to talk about it.
Oh.
And I was like, oh.
Honey.
All right. I'm sorry.
That's unfortunate.
Well, so what do you like food? Basically, I stepped over my feet the whole rest of the night.
Sure.
Like, mojo was completely thrown off. I had fucking nothing.
That's unfortunate.
And so I don't know. Start with anything light. Keep the other person talking.
Yes.
That's the number.
Priority
probably the number one is keep the other person talking. If that person wants to know about you, they will ask. But until then, you just keep asking.
I don't think that. I think it's more just because people love talking about themselves. So what are they going to remember? Oh, I had a really great time. We talked about all this interesting stuff I really like. Or they droned on for 30 minutes about Camisole and how you need it, or I don't know.
Well, the way I look at it is it's almost strategic, right? So if you get to a comfortability point with that person, comfortable enough to where I can take a girl out.
First date.
Right, okay. But I can pick her up. I can shake her dad's hand, take her to a restaurant.
Where are you meeting your girls, Blake?
Girls.
I'm curious.
This was back high school, freshman year of college.
So just like through school?
School, and I did do the Tinder thing for a little bit.
Okay, all right. I wasn't trying to like be a dick or anything.
No.
I was like, I'll be honest, most of my recent relationships, or I guess dates, whatever, were through the dating sphere.
I also did meet a couple of girls when I went out dancing with some boys.
Oh, okay.
So that's
okay. So then exchange phone numbers and then go from there. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah,
sorry, go ahead. So you're
getting a comfortability point, and you learn a lot about this person, and that helps you decide if the second date is worth it, right? So if this person keeps talking about, her family, and she loves dogs, but she hates cats, and she likes to go hiking and likes the same kind of music and movies you do, then all right, date number 2 is ready to go. But if she's like, Oh yeah, my favorite artist is Katy Perry.
Okay, hold on. You can't be judgmental, Blake.
I'm saying for me,
okay,
if I were sitting there across the
Blake's
booth,
guide to dating with women,
and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I've seen Katy Perry live 6 times. I have her poster in my room, and my favorite movies are The Titanic, The Notebook, and My Little Pony." Okay. I'm gonna be like, check.
Sure. Okay. No, that's fine. Yes.
Point. So
feel out the situation. Extreme,
sure. But if there's some things that tick you off, then just
so you're saying you can it's okay to immediately cut it off just first date.
Yeah,
because I think and I mean, obviously if it's like a obviously horrible situation, like don't go on a second date, but even if you have an time, I think it's still worth a second date.
You think so?
I really do, because there are a lot of features that humans have, and some people like to just be like, with me, Blake, what you see is what you get. Obviously, you get to know me, and there's a little more to it. But for the most part, I shake your hand and make a joke or say hello or whatever, or how we first met. Mm-hmm. Stupid every time. You know what you're coming in for. Mm-hmm. So like 6 months down the road, I'm not going to surprise you with, oh, I collect bobbleheads that I steal from things or something. I don't know, whatever. But so same thing with the dating thing is I think generally probably 80% of people that go on a first date will be hiding enough to warrant a second date.
Right. But my point is you're going to assess the knowledge that you have. Mm-hmm. Right. So if a girl says something that that you consider a deal breaker, at least for a first date.
Okay,
then,
granted, you can have. Yeah, I agree.
Then skip out. Like there's plenty of other girls or guys
during the date or after.
Definitely after. Okay, still be a gentleman or a nice girl.
You heard it here, folks. Blake is a womanizer.
Yes, to the bone. But no. So first date topics. Mm-hmm. Keep whoever. It's a girl, right?
I said it was she. Either or. Okay, sure.
So. Keep the girl talking about her family if she's comfortable with that. Music, movies, hobbies, and just if she says, "Oh, I like to go hiking," bam. Oh, where do you usually go hiking? Oh, okay. I go here. Okay, so what's your favorite spot? Like, just
definitely build off. Ask questions relate to a specific topic.
Keep it going.
No, I agree.
Have some jokes prepared too.
Oh, you need to have like a laundry list of jokes for sure. You need to be able to whip it out left and right.
Yep.
Honestly, I think if you can make a girl laugh or make a boy laugh, if a girl made me laugh, I would definitely remember the night as a more positive experience. Right, sure. Even if it was just a bland date, like if it was just we had dinner and then we went to do a thing and then good night. All right. Then if you made me laugh, I'm gonna be like, hey, that
was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's like you did that Louis C.K. bit about masturbating in front of his employees. It was really interesting. You took an intricate approach without your penis. So, anyways,
yes. So that's not one to say
a Louis C.K. joke. No, that's pretty good. Well, unless it's like she really likes Louis C.K. I think people who like Louis C.K. will always say that they like Louis C.K.
No one's ashamed, even after
exactly right.
Like we still bring up Louis bits.
Oh, for sure, all the time. All right, so Blake, most awkward first date for you.
Most awkward first date. Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. My most awkward first date was when I went to go. It was my freshman year of high school, and I took this girl to go see. Actually, no, take that back. This was 8th grade with my girlfriend that I have now, mm-hmm. And we went to go see The Lightning Thief, and 8th grade Blake was such a fucking...
Okay, hold on real quick, Blake. Do you want to continue with this
story?
I
do.
Okay,
I do.
All right, okay.
8th grade Blake was such a fucking dork, and he tried to be something that he wasn't. And so it was that whole bit where you talk to somebody through their friends, sure. And I had promised Brittany through 2 of our friends that don't know for sure I would kiss you that night, for sure. And oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. And we're sitting there in the movies, and I got both of my friends on my friend Connor on this side, and my friend Patrick on next to Brittany, and Brittany's sitting next to me, and I just have like my hand like on her waist, and I keep trying to do like the move where you like kind of like push her chin up, and I wouldn't fucking do it. I was so scared. I was so scared. To the point where when the lights came up after the movie, she just like kind of like turned my face and just gave me a quick peck. I was like, oh no.
Nice.
And my mom made me like buy her flowers beforehand. So there I am.
That's not awkward. That's sweet.
At 8th grade Blake in the middle of this movie theater.
That's
just
so
handing
sweet.
flowers to 8th grade Brittany.
Aww.
Yeah.
Aww.
Super fucking awkward.
Aw, I think that's romantic.
Super awkward. That no doubt is my most awkward date ever.
Nice.
I still feel guilty. Like I said, I should have just fucking done it.
You should have.
All right, you. Then skip out.
If you want to sit here, let me think for like 7 minutes. I can't. I don't.
We can go to another one.
I don't know. I don't really think I've had any embarrassingly awkward first dates. I think it's more just they were bland.
I gotcha.
Like it's definitely I've had like the we go get food and then we do a thing like I just said and then good night and it's like okay.
That's it.
So I think the most interesting or not I'll go with the not traditional. Our first date was we went to a breakfast shop because she couldn't drive, so I had to drive to Allen to meet her, and then we had like breakfast, and then I dropped her off for work.
That's nice.
It was just like I've never had like I think all of the dates I've been on it was like okay, I'm dropping you home or dinner, yeah. So it was kind of like
a breakfast thing. That's new. That's different.
I don't know. It was nice.
I dig that.
I honestly dates not to like super tangent, but I think dates can just be really fun and really casual. It doesn't have to be I'm going to take you to a fancy restaurant. And there's going to be a guy with the violin going, beep, 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 beep. Like that's. I think that the stereotype needs to stop. Like, I think it would be really fun is just go to a hibachi place. Just like have a date there, and then maybe if there's other stuff around, walk around and shop or something. I don't know. There's like kind of an outlet area. The shops at Legacy.
Yeah.
So it's got like live music and it's got stores. It's got a theater. So like just walk around and listen to music. I think that's a fantastic first date. So.
I like the baseball game. So like the Frisco Rough Riders game, it's not as expensive as the Rangers. You don't have to drive very far.
For sure.
But tickets only like $13.
Yeah, minor league baseball is definitely because I mean the games are fun. And something my dad always said is that you go to see the minor league game because they make mistakes. So, like, you go to the professional game because mistakes rarely happen, if anything. But with the minor league, people will, like, overthrow it, or the catcher will drop it, so drop third strike, or, like, whatever else. So, next question. I have an irrational fear of spending money.
Not a fear.
I'm 19. I just got my first job. It's an internship, but it pays a few dollars an hour over minimum wage. I've gotten 2 paychecks so far, but the only thing I've dared to spend my money on is 2 GRE prep books because I still want to get a PhD after college. My parents are paying for my food and stuff, and I'm living at home with them, so I can spend money if I want. I want to get a few things, but blah 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 blah. It's irrational because it's not like anything I need to save a whole bunch of money. Well, okay, blah, blah, blah. Plus, since I have more education, then I will be making more money there. How can I get over my fear of spending money?
It's not a fear at all. Keep it up.
No.
Whoa, what?
Next question. No, well, and this is just me, invest it. Just, if you're worried about spending, break up your check that you're getting into like an allowance for yourself and just say, okay, $60 every month or something I can go spend on whatever I want. So if it's a video game,
some other put in precious metals,
precious metals,
Microsoft stock,
real estate, Microsoft. No, but seriously though, there are a lot of mobile applications out there right now where you can sign up, create an account. Actually, I don't know if there's a legal age where you can start investing. I'm pretty sure you can do it at 19.
It's not 18 when you're an adult.
Maybe 18 is the minimum, I think. I'm pretty sure 18 might be the minimum. Anyways, so do that. You can start a savings account and collect a cent every month on interest. I don't know. Just if you save it, that's fine, but do something with it because the biggest thing is. Short finance lesson for everybody. Understanding how much interest can compound is fantastic. Understanding the stock value and understanding, how you can invest smartly in different mutual funds or ETFs, or there are a whole lot of options. You can buy a bond. So essentially you put in $1,000 or whatever you have, whatever percentage you can get on this bond. And then it says, okay, we're going to hold on to this money. And then after, 6 months or however long the bond is for, I think the minimum is 6 months. And then I think you can have it all the way up to 10 years or something like that. Based on what the percentage is on your return, they will give you that based on how the bond has accrued. So it's like there's a whole lot of stuff you can do. And I get it. Have a fear. Don't just buy Cokes all the time and then buy whatever Sour Patch Kids. Like, I get it. Like, you want to be the cool guy who
has Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Right.
Like, can afford it, right? But like, be smart about it. So invest. Sorry, I didn't mean to like make this a whole
No.
Just it's important to understand, because if you start now, even if you do like $50 a month or something like that, and then you get more money, then you double it whenever you get a new job, and then you triple it the next time you get a better job, and so. You keep doing that every month, and then by the time you're retired, you won't have to worry about the government failing because of your, alleged retirement. Was it Medicare or Medicaid?
Medicare, right?
Medicare, sure. That's what the history, or not government politics for you. Right. High school education.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what is? We're not going to dive into Medicaid, Medicare.
No, it's fine. No,
I know Social Security is for
Social Security is for retirement, and
Medicaid, I think,
is healthcare.
Medicaid is
healthcare and retirement. Those are
right.
the two.
I think that's Medicaid. Mm-hmm. Medicare is the other stuff.
Exactly.
Don't quote us on that.
Please do. Put it
in
your research
if I'm
paper.
wrong, tell comments.
Yes,
Blake's
Blake,
fucking
you're an
wrong.
Idiot.
Right.
No, but so just one last note. There are a lot of things you can do with money to make it more money. Not like get rich quick schemes, but like, if you can buy and then sell stuff to try and, if you buy something, fix it up, sell it. Or even with this extra income, you can I think actually now would be a perfect time if you have any hobbies or something like that.
Start it up.
Buy a camera or something. Start taking photos, and then maybe show off your photos to a local newspaper. And
if you still got that safety net with your parents.
Oh yeah, for
it's
sure.
time to make some mistakes.
Yeah, like it's because what? Oh, I was 19 and I lost $200 on a thing that I wanted to do. Okay, great. How's it going to impact you in the long run? Just you'll unless you become homeless, then it's like $200.
Then you're thinking back and you're like, God damn it.
Okay, hold on. Can you? I forget. Oh, my battery's running low. Oh, you're good. I was gonna say something, and Blake totally made me forget what I was gonna say. So you can thank Blake for that. Long story short, again for like the 7th time, there are so many opportunities for you to do something. Just be adventurous. If you've got, like we said, you have leniency now. So
right.
Don't get conned though. Make sure to stay away from those Nigerian princes.
How do people fall for that though? Like on the real?
Oh, it's insane. There was a ransomware that was recent, which would essentially, I forget what you would download. I think it was some kind of financial application or something that you download, and essentially it locked up your computer, and you had to pay like $200 or $500 or something for your computer to be unlocked.
Oh fuck no.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Like, I think this was maybe a few years ago. There was I remember it was a really big thing, and there was a guy who made it public, like, hey, this is a thing going on, and I think they also did some kind of redirects. It was I'm sure I probably got half of that information wrong, but I know it locked people's computers up. So
no thanks.
Blake, are you pretty overly secure guy?
Oh my gosh, I would take the Ron Swanson approach if I had his kind of money.
Yeah,
where he said, I think he was saying, I put all of my money into gold and I buried it among Pawnee, and then he looks at the camera and he's like, or maybe I didn't.
Damage to door. Who's responsible? Ooh. During a small drunk gathering in my house, I had an angry moment and started punching my friend really hard. He didn't push back, but as soon as I stopped and walked off, he immediately punched a hole in my door. My pushing him was unprovoked. Who pays for the door?
You should.
Why?
Because you're a dick when you're drunk.
Yeah, don't be hitting on one friend, of your... But his friend punched the door.
Don't be hitting one of your friends because you're drunk.
No, I get that. Don't do that. But the friend reacted poorly and punched the door.
Reacting poorly is whooping your friend's ass. Like if you're drunk as shit, and you start beating up on me.
A little drunk.
A dick move is for me to knock you the fuck out because a sober person fighting a drunk person is like the Matrix. I'm full speed, but you're just like you're so sloppy.
Have you seen Bo Burnham's the Drunk versus High, making a sandwich Drunk versus High?
Yes, that one's so funny. But that's basically what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so I as me, if I was that dick drunk, I'd be like, thank you for not whooping my ass. Don't worry about the door. I'm so sorry. Like
really?
Me at least, yeah, I would.
Okay, look. You have to subscribe to the philosophy that everyone is responsible for their own actions.
Sure.
You cannot put blame. You can be put in a stressful situation, but there is always a very reasonable solution for everything. Whether or not you can see that if you're drunk, that's on you. I just think everybody should be accountable for their own actions. So
I agree.
You can yell at me and blame me and say I'm the asshole who provoked you. Okay, great. I provoked you, and I was an ass.
And you're welcome for me not whooping your ass.
I mean, what do I expect? If I'm messing with you and I'm like, oh, Blake, punch. I mean, what am I supposed to expect? You're gonna try and beat me up. Like, I get it, and so like I'd be able to handle 80% of you. So, and we've proven this before. God. Roll the clip.
Oh my god.
No, but I still think everyone should be let's like talk about philosophy, bro. Like if you're part of an idealistic group and you fall accountable to their manipulations, whose fault is that?
Well, I accept responsibility if I'm that dick friend. You know what? He didn't whoop my ass. He put a hole in my door, but that's because he was a good friend and didn't want to whoop my ass.
A good friend would have just left the apartment or house or whatever and then just chilled out. That is the easiest and most okay. I won't say easiest,
but that's also not most people. Most people have emotions, and if you can dial your emotions down enough to where you just put a hole in my door after I just did the most like unfriendly thing I could do to one of my best friends, I'm gonna take my licks. $200-$300 for a door. All right, fine. That's on me. That's how I would see it. That's how I would take it. Our philosophies are just different, I guess. I would take it as, I'm the one that fucked up here. I'm the one that got fucking drunk. He was being cool by not whooping my ass.
I mean,
fine.
I get it. I totally understand that, yes, that would be a really shit thing for me to do to pester you and push you to your limit. I get that. I just don't think that, I don't know. You're right. I guess you're not gonna listen to me because I'm not agreeing with you.
I get what you're saying. Like, if I put a hole through your door after you were pestering me,
I would expect you to pay it.
Right.
But
I would.
I wouldn't put us in this situation.
What? No. Drunk Yuval shouldn't mess with sober Blake. But
no. They're both drunk.
You sure?
Yes. This guy was not sober.
You sure?
Yes. During a small drunk gathering in my house, I had an angry moment, and started pushing my friend really hard. He says a small... Oh, well, I guess... Well, then that's even worse. If he was sober, then that's ridiculous.
We're just not going to agree on this. That's
like, if you're sober and you punch a hole through my door, I expect you to fully pay for it.
No, so here's the thing. Yeah. Drunk Blake probably can come to anger a lot quicker than sober Blake.
That's what I'm saying.
You have to realize how fucking mad I would be.
Sure.
How pissed off to the point where I have to break my hand and punch a hole through your door.
Well, I mean, it'd probably be like the wooden door.
That door?
I don't think you could punch through it.
I'm not punching through any of those doors. Let's be real.
I don't know.
No, we're not going to.
Pretty flimsy wood. Like, no,
we're not going to find out because I don't want to have to pay for your door.
Exactly, but I think it's pretty flimsy wood. I think you probably do. Sounds pretty good, Blake.
No. So Here's just where we disagree. You think that it's that person's responsibility after you were being a dick the whole night. Yes. I would take my licks and go, you know what? Thank you. I'm sorry. Don't worry about the door. I got it. I hope we're still friends because I'd much prefer. I'd much prefer keep a or have to buy a new fucking door than to go up to my
new friend.
Then go up to my friend and be like.
I wouldn't phrase it like that. I'd be like, look, Blake, I understand that I was pestering you, and I'm genuinely sorry for that. I'm sorry that I put you in a place where it got you upset to the point where you had to punch a hole.
Just kind of like slide the bill over across the table.
but you see, Blake, there's principles in life, and you really have to understand that like it all falls on ourselves. Like just the same thing. What's going on in America, man? Like people are taking blame at like.
Hold on, pause. What the fuck is this?
I don't know, man. I hope that never happened.
Oh, it won't.
I probably would be the one to punch it through a door.
I would never bring you.
I broke a TV, so like
When did you break a TV?
I just family was being stupid, and then I just
gave it a right hook.
Oh no! I threw keys at the TV and broke it, so it was not. I didn't. And originally I was trying to like just like throw my keys against the wall or something because I had to just like I had this infitted rage. I was like, Urgh! But then I was like, whoops! And then the TV was just right there. And it made a giant crack. Big old crack.
Damn. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Moral of the story, don't be a dick when you're drunk.
Oh, for sure.
But
if you've had alcohol.
If you are in an argument with somebody,
tell you what.
It's best to leave.
Yes. Oh, for sure. No, obviously. Either swallow the anger and get over it or leave. Like that. Those are your
Or keep drinking. Until you can't feel feelings anymore.
There you go. And then wear gloves so you can protect your hands.
Yes.
I'm sure breaking through a door is painful as heck.
I wouldn't know. I don't want to find out either.
Honestly, I was like, as a kid, I was so worried that like anytime they had like a karate presentation thing, like at school, like early elementary school, I was so afraid they like pick me because I didn't know if I could break the board.
The ones that break with it.
Well, it's like I just always had the fear that I was like, okay, I'm gonna be called,
and embarrass everybody,
karate chop, and then nothing happens. And I've never broken through a board. I know you can because you're supposed to hit it like right at the bottom palm or like
that would hurt like a bitch.
Well, because like if you do your fingers, then you're just like
your fingers for sure, but it's supposed to be like in the meat right there.
I guess, yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
but that would still hurt. Like
but karate people do it all the time.
Karate people.
Yeah, they eat their avocados and they just are karate.
I don't know. My hands are my life right now, so I can't.
Oh, for sure. Oh no, you don't want to damage the good that stuff that makes you money.
Yeah, so we're not punching a door. You can.
What if you tried to kick through a door?
I could kick through a fucking door.
You think so?
No fucking doubt.
First kick. Okay, Blake, so I'm going to go to Home Depot. I'm going to buy... What, like, you looking like that door or like...
Yeah, keep it closed, yeah.
Okay. But you couldn't like, kick through your home's door.
Oh, no.
Okay, all right.
No.
But you think, like, that kind of...
Fucking easily.
First kick.
Yeah.
I say 3.
You say 3.
I think maybe if the first one's really hard, maybe kick number 2... But I think for that door...
Well, so what is kicking through? Like my foot goes through the wood or the door comes off its hinges and falls?
Oh, I was thinking like break through the wood. Not like, for sure, I bet with one kick you could break those hinges. For sure. But I'm thinking like actually like through the wood. Your right foot and then maybe your left foot.
I'd use my left.
Oh, you just use your left foot? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, yeah. Then if you just do 3 solid left foot kicks, I think...
Well, it also kind of depends on how I'm kicking, right? So if I do
like fireman's kick, where you just
so a standing leg kick, no, then I for sure wouldn't because I don't have a lot of momentum. The only momentum I would have would just be me standing on my foot like that. There's zero momentum.
All right, so from the edge there, you run into the door.
Oh no, it would be a spinning. Spinning and then just jab my foot.
Oh, do you think you can do that in one? A spinning jab?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of shoes would you be wearing?
I'd probably wear my work tennis shoes.
Not boots?
No.
Boots would make it
Boots
easier.
are too heavy.
That's it. They add more mass to your...
Right, but I wouldn't have the right velocity or acceleration behind it.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, I'll look for a cheap door at Home Depot, and we'll put this to the test. We'll see if Blake's really full of it.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. The first live stream ever, it's just, all right, Blake's going to kick down this door.
I break my leg.
Try to break!
Now, a word from our sponsors.
Have you ever had an accident?
You just hear me in the back. Oh, fuck! God!
I'm just like nervously reading the. Oh God! Call 911.
We have to set it. We have to set it.
Save to 10%. And Blake, I'm socially insecure. Do you have any tips?
That's all I get.
Mm-hmm.
Socially insecure. So you're insecure about where you stand in society, where you stand in your social group, where you stand with everybody.
When I go to the mall, I seclude in myself, and I don't want that.
You just have to get comfortable with yourself.
Really?
Own yourself.
There's nothing external in the mall or anything like that could, you could try and adjust or play, don't walk a certain way, or I don't know. I avoid a certain group, go at a certain time.
Well, to quote Dr. Jordan Peterson, you have to.
That guy?
I hate you. You have to.
Oh, real quick, by the way. So I've been telling Blake about Jordan Peterson for years.
Oh my God.
Literally years. Okay, he's been on Joe Rogan 5 times. All right.
4.
Brilliant man. Okay, Blake just discovered him. What a loser, right, guys? Come on, like seriously.
Oh my God.
Anyways, continue. What was Jordan Peterson?
So he had a guy on, and he was talking about this during one of his lectures. He had a guy when he was a clinical
psychologist. Could we go
psychologist.
to a Jordan Peterson lecture?
We can if he's touring.
I
know he is
think
touring.
He's here
but
in
I don't
October.
Know. He's here in October. Let's go
Okay,
for
cool.
sure. There will be probably protesters there, so you have to get used to that. But he had this guy that was incredibly fearful of. I forgot what it was. I think it was public speaking.
Okay.
And so he had the guy stand up in front of him and read like a line or like a page of Shakespeare.
Really?
And then he invited his wife in and he would read. And he would do that until the point where he could just walk into his office with the whole crew there and he would be able to recite whatever it was.
Sure.
And so it's the same thing here. You have to be comfortable with yourself in order to push yourself. So it's almost a weird paradox thing where you have to be so comfortable with yourself that you realize that you need to change.
Okay.
So like
Being
whenever I was
upfront
fat
with your flaws.
Right. Whenever I was fat and my mom actually pointed this out. She was like, I asked her, why didn't you tell me that I got so fat? She was like, because you weren't really in the right place mentally. Like you didn't eat because you were hungry. You ate because you're a huge stress eater. Mm-hmm. Like you ate to solve your problems. So you needed to be in the right state of mind first. And I'm like, fuck, she's fucking right. I had to be comfortable with myself in order to realize, okay, I need to be the best Blake that I can be. And so that's what started me down this path. It's the same thing in any social situation that you're uncomfortable. You need to start by talking to somebody that you wouldn't normally talk to, or maybe just talking to an old friend, just one-on-one. And then you need to break it out to asking a question or saying hello, have a nice day to the cashier person that
so
you go to.
Do you think it should always be like baby steps, or do you think you can make like legitimate progress?
I think you're gonna, if it goes wrong when you do something big, like if you're scared of social interactions,
you host a party.
Right. I think if you do something big and it goes wrong, that's gonna deter you from any other time.
That's fair.
So I would do baby steps for sure. So whenever you're in line at Annie something, then get a cinnamon stick or something, or a pretzel, just say, hey, I really appreciate it, have a nice day.
Okay.
Like something small like that.
Sure.
Or like ask one of the guys that you're looking at a store, like say you're in Academy and you need advice on whatever, ask them and like get into a conversation about, well, what do you think about these shoes, or what do you think about this? And it just keeps building.
One thing I really thought was interesting about on the most recent Joe Rogan with Jordan Peterson, he said that we really need to be taking opportunities during our found time to kind of add more and be more productive. And, so it's just the concept of found time that I was like, that's really true. Cause I think they were talking about like how we get information. And so how a lot of people nowadays, they don't really read. They don't read books. They don't read like articles. They'll listen to audiobooks.
The spoken word has become just as powerful as the written.
Right. And then even they got even to the point where, getting your news or getting your just, anything through auditory, you hear it better. You understand it and comprehend it better. So then they brought up, the idea of when you're driving to work or when you are going on a road trip or whatever it is, that's found time. So instead of just dedicating the, 3-hour trip from Dallas to Austin, then you can, fill it with an audiobook or fill it with a podcast or something like that. So I really think that's critical when you're kind of doing this self-improvement, where baby steps, if you can't think of anything right now, it'll happen. They will be put into a situation. So if you're at Academy or something like that, or if you're at whatever store and you're browsing, someone may or may not come say, hey, can I help you with something? And then there it is. You found this time for improvement. So I think that's really important. Question, do you think it's, how should I say this? Do you think it'll be a lasting change? And do you think it's a good thing when you make a change for somebody? So like,
it depends on the change, right? So we take it to the extreme. If I was an alcoholic and I needed to change so that my family could function better, and of course it's a good lasting change.
Sure.
But if, I decided to give up music because it was taking away time from work, or I wasn't focused enough, but I wasn't happier for it because I love music so much, then no.
What about changes for like your significant other? Like if your significant other was like, look, Blake, for the sake of argument, you have this really bad habit of like farting or something. I know it sounds silly, but like just you have this really bad habit, and I know it's not negatively impactful to your health, but I want you to stop. Is that meaningful?
You got to compromise.
Well, what is compromise? Like I'll stop doing it in front of you.
I mean, I'm not going to go vegan for Brittany if she asks me to go vegan. Mm-hmm. But if it's, hey, I don't like it when you joke around so much, then I like her. I like having her around a lot. So I'm gonna cut back on the jokes.
I'm just trying to think, I guess, realistically, like where the situation would be that this meaningful change. Like if you had a significant other and then you made this change in your life and you started, I don't know, you started hiking or something like that, and then you break up with your significant other, then like, is this change beneficial? Should you go back to it? Like,
you have to weigh like how much it's like anything. You have to weigh the risk versus reward. So if I kept doing whatever it was that was pissing Brittany off, then I know that she's gonna get pissed off and inevitably dump me. But if I change, how big of a change is this gonna be for me to stop hanging out with my buddies all the time and as opposed to spending a night with her? Like it's just a balancing act, just like anything in life. I saw this one meme and it was like, I didn't learn a lot in school, but what I did learn was anytime you're in a business meeting, all you have to say is, it's just about finding balance, and everyone will agree with you. That's basically it. That's basically it. So yeah, so this person is, I don't know, this has nothing to do with that person, but yeah, so I would change some things, but there are other stuff where it would just seem irrational to me. Like, I don't know why. You'd have to explain to me why this is affecting you poorly, and if I can keep doing it, but you're not around when I do it, or I can minimize how much I do whatever is upsetting you so that I can keep my sanity, then fine. But to cut something out completely that you think is important to you, I think that's not fair. And that's not something that you want to, that's not something that somebody you want to keep around would do to you.
That's reasonable. I think that's, and I don't know, I guess I'm just looking for like extreme situations and then having, this, is it worth it? So, but no, I mean,
okay, so
I
let's
guess,
take it to the extreme for me then.
Okay.
So Brittany hates it whenever we hang out and she's laying down and I pick up my acoustic guitar and I start plucking.
Okay.
She hates it. She says either you stop playing guitar and stop with music and all of that stuff, or we're going to have a serious problem.
Sure.
That's a dick move.
I didn't mean to laugh.
No. That's a dick move. Like, why would you do that to me?
I opened up to a friend and he doesn't seem to care. A couple weeks ago, I told a friend I've been going through a really difficult time. Without giving too much detail, the things I'm dealing with have ended people's lives. It's always been really hard for me to ask for help, but I was desperate for someone else to talk to. Since then, he hasn't contacted me once to see if I'm okay. In fact, he hasn't sent a single message about this or anything else, which is really unusual. We've had some difficulties as friends recently, but I really thought he would see past that and offer some help. He's been having a fabulous time with other friends on social media, which I must admit is quite painful to watch. I know people are busy with their own lives and this whole post seems self-centered, but if the situation were reversed, I'd be checking in all the time and doing everything I could to help. Does action speak louder than words, or should I believe when he says he he cares, quote unquote.
Actions do speak louder than words, at least in this instance.
I think, ready to hear what I think?
I do.
I think that to play devil's advocate, the friend might not have the capacity to comprehend and to understand and really relate. I will say for sure, speaking from personal anecdotes, there have been people in my life that I have now, with hindsight being a million, I know it was such a wrong thing. Things I've said, actions I've done that have very much hurt people. And part of it, and again, I'm not going to like shove the blame off, but part of it was because I was very immature at the time. I think it was, for me, it was very much a black and white. It was, you're right, you're wrong, there's no middle ground. So there are a lot of situations where someone would be, Blake, I'm having such a horrible time, and this is a thing, and my parents are doing this, and blah blah blah, and I feel insecure, and blah blah blah. And for me, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really have such a difficult life growing up. It was, sure, kind of the parental divorce kind of messed with me a little bit in high school, but for the most part, I had food on the table, and I got kind of the whatever I wanted. Obviously, I wasn't spoiled, but like it was not an issue if I was like, hey, can I get a video game or something like that? So going into high school where drama likes to blow up, I'm like, oh, I don't know how to handle this. Mm-hmm. I don't like, and it's not even just because I don't like you as a person or like, I couldn't care more for you, but it's just like, I don't know how to process these emotions. I don't know, this honestly, part of it kind of scared me. I was like, okay, what is this world that I've stepped into? And how is this going to change me as a person, and blah, blah, blah. So to play devil's advocate again, I think you might need to make sure that your friend, because I'm sure, Blake, you've met people who are just like emotionally stunted, mm-hmm. Very much so. And it's not, I would hope for the most part, it's not their fault. They're not purposefully being cold and distant. And
hell, I kind of am.
Well, so. but there's a difference between being distant versus just not being able to, like, almost being a sociopath, like to the point of not getting human emotion. Obviously not that extreme, but I still think it kind of it has a little bit of merit to it. So definitely, I would have a conversation for sure with a friend. I would say, hey, what's up? I just dumped this whole buttload of information on you and you haven't hit me back. What's going on? Definitely have the conversation before, like, if
you're not comfortable listening to it,
exactly.
I
totally
get it. I won't bring it up around you. I'll find somebody else for help, but
right.
I appreciate you listening the first time.
For sure. Do that. I think that's very good. That's very forward thinking. I'm just, I don't know, and it's weird because I think when I was younger, I would have been like, oh, how dare that friend be such a butthole, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, again, it's that idea of taking personal responsibility where, okay, I just unloaded all of this information onto this person.
It can be a lot to some people.
It could very well be, like, especially probably for me, it could have been very overwhelming. They might not know if they're, if this is a conflict with your parents divorcing and this person is like, has all their grandparents and all of them's married and they're all happy families and they've never had to deal with a divorce, then, I mean, who are they to, be able to input? Obviously, you'd want them to respond and be like, I don't know what you're going through, but I'm here for you, bro, blah, 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 what's up? So, again, it might be a maturity level thing. It might be, understanding tact and sort of assessing, okay, my friend just opened up, so should I either A, be cold and distant, B, like, who knows what they're thinking? So, yeah, I don't know. One thing I just think it's interesting, that I really, because, like, I know you take snapshots of, let's say, 13-year-old Yuval, 16-year-old Yuval, 20 plus, and then probably 22, I'll say. Totally different people.
Completely different.
So weird. And like the amount, the how I respond with people and how I, handle situations and how I, process thoughts and emotions. Woo-wee! It's so weird. I hate it.
Don't you like almost feel bad for people that don't change after high school?
But that's the thing though. I hate being judgmental of people because all my life I hated being judged. So who am I to pass judgment as well? But it's like, you just, you want them, because I think people being able to fully express how you're feeling, your thoughts, emotions, and being able to comprehend it, like if I can spit out everything that's in my mind right now to this wall, hear it, and then say, oh, I understand that, connect one to one. It's such a different life to live when your head is in your butt. Mm-hmm. Like it's, and again, no judgment. It's who you are is who you are. If you can't change or you refuse to change, that's who you are. God bless you.
Well, I don't look at it as a judging thing. I look at it as it's almost imperative that you do. Like you
agree.
Unless you are a valedictorian, badass, super genius in high school, like you need to change in order to be a good citizen in this world.
Agreed.
So I don't like people that think it's okay. Like High School Heroes is always the one that comes up.
What's High School Heroes?
It's somebody that didn't fulfill their dreams after high school. So they look back at their high school career.
Days.
Right. Mm-hmm. And it's like 30-year-old dudes that still wear Letterman jackets kind of thing.
You see, I don't really see that. Well, I mean, we're 22, so I guess that we won't see that. I would hate to see people like even give it to college, like if they played sports or they live their college life.
I think is a little different, especially if you play sports, because I think because in high school a lot of the sports, if you take out baseball and sports that you had to try out for, like you just got to sign up and do it. Well, with college, you have a step up of badassery in a sport or in a field or whatever.
But like, what happens if it's a star quarterback, super awesome? The team was okay. It wasn't like, because I get like if you're a super great football team and you're like a quarterback, I get that. That's good for you, whatever. But like you're an okay team and then you had a good time and you won some games and now you're like 35 and you're an accountant at a law firm.
Okay. How do you feel about players that still wear championship rings from college?
I think that's a little self-deluded.
I don't at all. I think that's something you are proud of. Letterman may be pushing it, but I think rings.
If you have a nice display case at home for your ring, totally on board. If you wanna like put your Letterman up on the wall or something like that, or if you had a plaque or like high school trophies, college trophies, totally go for it. Decorate your house. I just think when you need to wear something that signifies a point in your life, I think it just that has passed. I'm not trying to diss wedding rings because wedding rings are important because it's current in your life. But something it's as if like, I don't know, if you're wearing like a really old necklace that is like your necklace from your old high school boyfriend or something. How would you feel about that? He was the love of your life. You guys shared so many great memories together, but now you're 40 and you're wearing that. I think it's just
sure, but you didn't earn that.
Well, okay. I think we can take away what's earning and what's rewarded, and just I'm just thinking of something of significance for you. I just think it's a little different if you're gonna wear it. I mean, again, no judgment. If you do, God bless. That's great. I understand the value of having something significant in your life. For a while, I would always in my drawer I'd have like rings and jewelry and stuff from like when I was a kid that had like Hebrew writing and stuff on it. So I get that, but I wouldn't really wear it. And even then, I know I had this ring that I would always wear in high school, and it was a separated ring, so you could spin it. Cool. So it was a two part or two piece or whatever. And even then, after high school, I stopped wearing it. I was like, that was kind of silly of me.
It's kind of a phase.
Yeah, maybe I just don't like jewelry. Maybe I just don't. No, I mean jewelry's okay. I mean, I think pretty earrings and stuff like that are fine. But I don't know. I guess I'm all about moving forward and just look ahead. Don't forget your roots. Obviously, they're there.
Learn from your mistakes that everyone made in high school.
Right.
But just keep try to change. Yeah. Like change is good. I can't stand people that say you're perfect the way you are. That is the worst advice anybody can ever give ever.
Preach.
Like that is such a waste of breath to say to anybody.
Preach. Because like it's I don't know, Blake. Like if we stop talking and 40 years passed and you're the same exact as you are now,
I'm 62 years old. And
sure, and you're okay, fine. If we like stop talking and then we start talking back in our 40s or something like that, and you're like the same type,
wouldn't you be kind of like weirded out by me?
A little bit,
like
just the attitude and the What
are you doing? Do you have any kids or something? No. What happened to Brittany? No idea. Like, wouldn't you be like, oh my gosh, what happened to you?
I would, yeah. But I wouldn't pass judgment. I mean, that's your life.
Oh, man. I would hope you would. As a friend, like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Splash some water in my face. Do something. Like, get out of this funk, bro.
That's true. That's true. Also, yeah. And even then, I think if you hold on to the past, you're more likely to stay in a funk and lose out on opportunities for the future. Oh, yeah. So, but you
can't see open doors if you're looking at the mirror.
There you go. I like that expression. Please tell me you made that up.
I did.
Perfect. Thank you. That's amazing. All right. I think we now have time for Blake's top and bottom.
All right. This top and bottom will no doubt be my most controversial.
Oh.
Maybe not so much the top, but the bottom for sure will be controversial.
Okay. I'm ready.
So, me and Yuval on our last podcast, we were talking about Toys R Us, and we were discussing all of the kid stuff that we used to do when we were little youngsters, Tom Sawyering our way around the neighborhood and doing all that stuff. Well, I started to think about what shows I used to watch as a kid and what's the most amount of hours watching shows as a kid. And so then I got me thinking, okay, well, what if I did a top and bottom of the cartoons that we used to watch as kids? So I narrowed this list down. So obviously I can't include Looney Tunes because everyone watched Looney Tunes. I can't include Tom and Jerry and all that stuff. So I narrowed it down to cartoons that came out or started or were in program between the year 1995 and 2006. Okay. Because you would have been 11, I would have been 10 in 2006. And I feel like that's a good time for you to start transitioning over from cartoons.
Okay.
A little bit.
Sure.
Like you still want to go watch your old cartoons at some point. But
watch cartoons until now. I
still do too. But I'm saying you start to get like you start to enter middle school.
Sure, right. It's a change. Like, your tastes are evolved.
Right. You're more exquisite. Yeah, right. You're twirling your mustache.
So there was actually some kids in middle school that had mustaches.
Oh, we all know exactly who that kid is too. Drank Mountain Dew all the time. Yep. Anyway. So this is my top 5 cartoons that we all kids our age used to watch. We're gonna start number 5, and this does vary from CW, Cartoon Network, and Nickelodeon.
Okay.
So I will not be including any adult cartoons. So Beavis and Butthead is out.
No Disney Channel?
Disney Channel, yes.
Oh, okay.
Simpsons out. Family Guy out.
Okay. All right.
South Park out.
Sure.
King of the Hill out. Because those are adult cartoons.
Sure, of course.
Unless you watch, I always snuck and watched Family Guy when I was a kid, but I don't consider that a kid cartoon.
No, for sure. I didn't sneak really. The only thing I really snuck was there was this Halloween movie about some guy who gets his arm chopped off, and I watched that in a room by myself, and I was like, ugh. Anyways, I did watch King of the Hill when I was younger. I think it was kind of one of the more tamed adult shows.
Oh, I was obsessed with Family Guy.
Oh, no,
as a young kid, and that's not good.
Hyper Blake with the Family Guy, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Were you the kid that would like go to your friends? Did you guys see Family Guy last night? There was a really funny joke. Okay. Right.
I had to stay up, and I would watch Family Guy on Adult Swim, and then Robot Chicken would come on right after it. And
hated Robot Chicken.
Really? I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's some of their bits are funny, but I just
Nah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll let Seth Green know you said that.
Yeah, right.
Number 5 on my list.
He is Jewish, by the way.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
Number 5 on my top 5 cartoons. Ed, Edd, and Eddy. I think that's a staple. It was only around for a couple of years, but oh man, every kid wanted a Jawbreaker just after watching an episode of Ed, Edd, and Eddy. Plank might be one of the most underrated characters in all of cartoons. Hilarious. All of their shenanigans that Ed with 1D would get in. Eddie was also, no, it was Ed with 2D is the dumb one.
Oh, it was Double D. Ed, Double D, and Eddie.
Yeah, so Eddie was the conniving one. Double D was the smart one. And then Ed was the dope.
I like butter toast.
Exactly. Perfect. Ed, Edd, and Eddy is number 5.
Who would eat his mattress?
Of course. Number 4, Jimmy Neutron.
Okay, real quick. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. There's this really funny bit in Ed, Edd and Eddy where Ed gets grounded, and so Double D's like what happened? So they go to his house, and the staircase because he lives in the basement was taken away, and they're like, your parents took the staircase away? And it was just really funny. Anyways, continue.
Ed's sister was also really funny too. Mm-hmm. And
I hated her guts. And
yeah,
Jimmy.
Everyone did. Jimmy especially.
Sarah and Jimmy.
Uh-huh.
I like Rolf. Anyways, continue.
Rolf was great. Number 4, Jimmy Neutron.
Boys! All right, go.
Number 4 is Jimmy Neutron.
Fair.
So Jimmy Neutron came out, the movie came out, and it blew Nickelodeon away.
So it was a movie first, right?
It was a movie first.
Okay.
And then it transitioned to a kid show. Mm. And how many great things came out of that kid show, I can't tell you. Got kids interested into science. Mm-hmm. It got kids... It cracked me up all the time. The dynamic between Carl and Sheen cracked me up. All of their adventures. My favorite episode is probably the when Jimmy tries to create the world's best candy, and it gets turns everyone into zombies because they just want more candy. One of my favorite episodes.
I like the restaurant one where he starts working, and
oh yeah, oh my gosh, so many great episodes. Number 3 is Fairly Odd Parents. Fairly Odd Parents, I believe, is a staple.
Fair.
That theme song, everyone can recite. Timmy is an average kid that no one. I was just on Jimmy Neutron.
No, you're right.
Timmy is an average kid that no one understands.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly. So many great. Cosmo might be one of my favorite characters. He always cracked me up as a kid.
Would you say he's the Patrick of that show?
No, because Patrick can't do anything.
True.
Cosmo would at least cause trouble because he has this mythical power. Mm-hmm. I played the video game too on PS2. For hours. I can never get past one level. I bet I still can't now. As a 22-year-old dude, I still can't. Number 2 came from the CW. This is probably the only Emmy-winning cartoon on this list.
Okay.
And it was something that I watched all the time. Batman, the animated series. So
the first one?
Both. So it's a continuation.
Wait, because
there's Batman the Animated Series and there's the New Adventures of Batman, but they're both in the same universe.
No, wait, I thought it was which ones were? It's like the Batman.
No, that one's not. That's not.
I like that one.
Okay,
that one was a good one.
That's good. It's not on the list. Okay,
fine.
Batman the Animated Series. It won an Emmy, or I think it was
Mark Hamill, right?
Mark Hamill as the Joker. The great Kevin Conroy as the Batman. Whenever somebody says, who's your favorite Batman? I say Kevin Conroy. Yeah, I don't say fair. Michael Keaton. I don't say Christian Bale. It's Kevin Conroy.
That's fair.
All of how specific they were to the comics. I remember that show made me grab a towel and safety pin my towel around my neck and pretend I was Batman beating the shit out of evildoers. Mm-hmm. It was such a great show. It still is to this day. I think
it stands up very well.
Oh, it's so great. So great. And number 1, I don't think this is any surprise. It's SpongeBob SquarePants. I don't think there's really also no contest either. It's no contest. SpongeBob SquarePants has given me the most laughs. Mm-hmm. It's made me just be more rambunctious as a kid, which is what cartoons are supposed to do. Mm-hmm. They're supposed to make you all sugared up and wanting to go do whatever. And I can't tell you to this day, I still want to eat a Krabby Patty, even after all of those years that I spent watching it. I actually came into SpongeBob kind of late in the game, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was not an original fan. I started watching when I was like 8 or 9.
OG?
You were an OG SpongeBob fan?
Because that came out in 2000? 99.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, then maybe I wasn't an OG SpongeBob fan. I just remember we had the, when it was first coming out, I know my dad got the first 3 box set stuff.
Of course.
Yeah.
What's your favorite episode? Like if you were to narrow it down.
Oh, God. I don't want to answer that. Continue.
Okay. Mine is Band Geeks. Hilarious.
Band Geeks is pretty good.
Cracks me
I
up.
like Art School with the marble stuff.
Oh yeah,
that was good.
That one's a good one. Plankton's Army. That one's hilarious. Mm-hmm. The dumb cousin is like, I can't read at the end.
Yeah, honestly, the movies are great. The animated movies, both 1 and 2 are great. I even played 2 of the video games.
Oh yeah.
Oh, actually no, I played more. I know my friend had the Lights Camera Action or something.
I never played that one.
That one was really fun.
It was good.
Anyways, continue.
All right.
Bottom 5
cartoons. Here's where this list gets super controversial.
Okay.
Number 5 is Dragon Tales. I hated Dragon Tales. Dragon Tales was a horrible show.
Preach.
And the only time we would ever watch it is when our teacher was either hungover or she didn't get laid. And so she rolled in the TV on the cart and she would put the VHS of Dragon Tales in. And I wanted to just throw my head out the window at school. It's so dumb. I can't stand it.
I think I can recite the motto or whatever.
You can?
Yeah, it's like, I wish upon a star to travel something very far.
Travel somewhere very far.
Yeah. Something got a plane on a train. I will not eat green eggs and ham. Sam I am.
I don't know if that's Number 4 is another educational program, and it's the Magic School Bus. Fuck the Magic School Bus. Miss Frizzle is so irresponsible with those kids. It stressed me out. The Magic School Bus is out.
At what age were you watching this show?
In elementary school, as a young kid.
You were that kid. Oh, Miss Frizzle's breaking the
rules. No,
rules.
I didn't like it. Like, it wasn't funny.
They're going into a human body.
No, that one kid with the glasses and the red hair. Oh, fuck.
You mean me?
Arnold.
Me in middle school.
Fuck Arnold. Oh, here we go again. Fuck you, Arnold. Fuck you. Number 3. What's New, Scooby-Doo?
Whoa!
Oh my gosh.
No.
Could not stand
you
What's
were
New,
singing
Scooby-Doo.
it earlier.
I know. It's stuck in my head.
Oh.
I can't stand What's New, Scooby-Doo. The old Scooby-Doos. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?
Gonna solve that mystery. That's such a good show.
No, it wasn't.
Have you seen like the current version now?
I haven't.
It's actually not bad.
It's not bad?
Kind of like a more teenaged show.
Okay.
Like they stuck to the audience.
Okay. And so they kept it going with kids. They're like they can now express that Shaggy's been high this whole time.
Oh no, not like that point. I mean, I think they probably make more jokes, but I don't know. It seems a little more modern. Anyways, continue.
What's New, Scooby-Doo?
It makes me sad.
Scooby-Doo. I told you it was going to be controversial. What's New, Scooby-Doo?
I'm banning the rest of your list. You can't read it on my show.
No, because the other two are going to be more controversial. Okay. What's New, Scooby-Doo was just a cheap ripoff of the old classics.
Sure.
The old classics of Scooby-Doo, where you had legitimate, like, what's old Scooby-Doo movies, Where Are You, actually scared me as a kid.
I do like those.
I used to watch them all the time. Boomerang would put on a marathon of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Mm-hmm. And they were always great. I would sit down and watch reruns all the time.
It's fair. Plus, a lot of the good memes come out of the original.
For sure. Number 2, Courage the Cowardly Dog. Scared the shit out of me. I didn't like it. The old woman was annoying. The dog, his teeth, whenever he would scream, scared me. It was just way too dark of a show.
You stupid dog. You made me look bad.
Right.
That was such a great...
And the old man, fuck the old man. I don't even know what his name. Uriel?
No, Eustace. Uriel is the wife.
Eustace? What a spare name. That's a dumb name.
He's an old man. Leave him alone.
Moving on. And probably the most controversial on my list.
Please.
Number 1.
Stop.
Rugrats. Wow. Oh, I could not stand to watch Rugrats.
Did you see whenever they grew up?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God, no.
I love Rugrats.
Rugrats, the original Rugrats, is a spare show. Like, how bottom of the barrel do you have to get in order to make a show about babies going on dumb adventures? Couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand the theme song. The do 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 do. Couldn't stand it.
But then you didn't. Did you watch whenever they added Kimmy after the Rugrats movie?
Who's Kimmy? The black girl?
No.
Who's Kimmy?
What? No. After the movie, Chucky's dad gets married to that.
The Asian little Asian girl.
And then she has a Kimmy, and so they become step.
Not a fan. Chucky, his voice annoyed me even as a kid because he always sounded like this. And Chucky, Tommy, I don't know if we should do this. It's like, dude.
He grew up into Arnold in the Magic School Bus.
Yes, yeah, the same character. It's the same character. Tommy was kind of spare, and I also remember a really creepy fan theory about Angelica.
Oh, it's all because her parents are divorcing. And
right.
They're all make believe. Yep.
That sold
Tommy was the aborted baby, and then Phil and Lil had like, I don't know, some personality disorder.
Yeah, they were both bipolar.
Yeah, so
because they were complete opposites.
Yeah, so yeah, I remember that.
So Rugrats, it was just spare. The episodes, like I wasn't a fan, and it's no doubt my bottom 5.
Well, that's
cartoon.
been the One More Podcast. I'm cutting Blake off because he's hurting my childhood, right in the childhood.
I told you it was going to be controversial.
You're right.
I told you.
All right. Well, Blake's never going to be on this podcast ever again. So, thank you so much for your last episode, Blake. Yay!
Thank you. I appreciate it. Any more top and bottom categories you want me to do? I can enter them into my laboratory.
Please
we'll work
comment it down, and we'll do some top and bottoms
for sure.
But anyways, there's been a One More Podcast. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much, Blake, for being on here, thank you for the likes and comments and the shares and the views and all that good stuff. So have a great day, night, or whenever you're listening to this podcast.